Alright, so I wanted to get started with the smallest entry point into Star Wars Legion. Being totally new to wargaming, I didn't want to have too big of an initial investment. So I found that they have this special operations. I went and picked up this core box set, which should have everything, but then I learned, after looking at this, they have set teams, and it looks like you need other boxes. So I went and also picked up some of these. I think I got everything here, but the astromech, I'm not sure if I need another box, which would be kind of crazy to need that many different things just to get started, but I could always kit bash that or something. I've never kit bashed anything, but hey, it's a good time to learn. So here we have the core box. It's one thing I learned that I'll point out if you're kind of following along in this, also trying to start out in wargaming and not really know what you're doing, specifically Star Wars Legion, is Atomic Games is coming out with their own version. So they're making these Fantasy Flight things. I didn't know. This probably has old rules. Just bought it. Kind of wanted to get into it. Didn't want to wait. Didn't know that until after I bought it, but I'm sticking with it. Didn't want to return it. So we're going to dive into this. I got this box. Go into that first and try building some of those troops first, having never painted or assembled anything. And like I said, I also got the Rebel Pathfinders. I got the Imperial Death Troopers, because I believe that was the other part of one of the Galactic Empire teams. But they also have a medical droid. I don't know. We just got to get started with something. Can't keep trying to buy boxes. I'll have a list of what this all cost me and where I bought each one of these boxes too. So some other things couldn't help. This is part of the part where I said I tried to get in with the lowest entry point, but couldn't help it. Black Friday deals. Picked up the Wookiee Warriors along with the, I don't know if I could say that, Rad Dog Nask Fluttercraft. That's going to be a really hard one. I'm going to save that one for last, and same with this. So I'm excited. I don't really know what's in the box, and I'll unbox this in a little bit, but I do want to talk about some other things. Thinking about getting into this. I also just randomly grabbed some of my wife's stuff from when she was a kid. She also has these old paintbrushes, but I didn't know if it had what I needed, and I'd really hate to paint up something and not like the way it looks. So I tried picking up some brushes here. Again, I'll link where I got these. They're just cheap on Amazon. And I also got another brush set here. This one's a little bit nicer. Decided, kind of, you can see that things are escalating as I say. I'm trying to get the smallest entry point. You could definitely do this for a lot less, but I just got some paints here, so I'm not too upset. There's some brushes here, so I'm not too upset with the product. Also found this bag of acrylic paint. Some of them might be okay. Then I just was watching videos where I was waiting for these deliveries. And I just really couldn't stick with it. Like, I found these two, and this really old thing, they're probably all dried up. Just couldn't sit with that just because they might look bad. I tried finding a decent entry point. I'm gonna try this. It's a game color from Vallejo. They also have I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's like 70299 or something like that. There's a difference. These are supposed to be more vibrant. The other ones are more matte. They're called model color instead of game color. I watched a video, which I'll also put anything that I learned from it throughout this, just to help show where I learned some of these techniques, if they worked, or maybe where I went wrong. But they recommend some colors. I think it was the black, but 70299, not this one, but we'll try it. It's better than probably what I have here. And then I got these little things. I don't know if I'll actually use these because I keep seeing people talk about wet palettes. Not going to buy one. I saw an at-home one with some wet paper towels and wax paper. Something like that. Just, again, trying to focus on not buying new things, just getting started with the hobby. So yeah, I am going to be a little intimidated by the painting. We'll start with assembling. But one idea I got for testing these paints, I saw someone painting some old Legos. So again, I went back to my old toys, found some large panels. I'll prime all this. I guess I'll practice what I saw the name a lot of the zenithal priming. Try and prime this in a couple different ways, and I'll maybe do a comparison with my cheap crappy paints next to the new one and see what a beginner can do. So yeah, excited for all that, but also intimidated. So let's open this up. This is a box that came from Gamers Guild Arizona. It seems like a decent company online, but I don't really know. It's really hard to find like what's the good brand. I don't want to buy stuff from Amazon. I want to support local companies, but I also have a newborn and couldn't get out to those. So if people are interested in this, so I'm missing some pieces, maybe I'll go stop at the local game shop and see if they have something. All right, let's see. Tight fit here. I just don't want to damage the box, which is a weird thing because it's more important one. What's inside. All right, just gonna set that aside. So here's a learn to play. And I don't know. I'm gonna assume this is out of date because it has a Fantasy Flights. Fantasy Flights on the box, but I think the new rules are 2.6. I'm new to all this, so I'll add something at the end once I know more information. But hey, I'm gonna get started with this booklet, build what I can from this, and like I said, I have these printed them out. You could easily do a PDF, but sometimes I just like to disconnect from the computer and start with some physical stuff. So I might print these out at some local places. Maybe I'll try a couple different and compare the results. That might be a fun video. But I'm just gonna try and play this. I'll have to find someone to play it with. My wife said if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, which is a lofty goal, but if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll play this and we'll talk about it. Maybe by then I'll have some experience and we can see what it's like teaching someone new how to play the game. All right, I'm gonna save up punching all these out for later. All right, lots of baggies. I've watched some videos on Warhammer. I see all these sprues. I don't really know why. I guess that's the way the mold is and why these don't have sprues, but let's see, we got some speeder bikes. Darth Vader. Alright, let's get one of these out of here. Just gonna get one of the, I think, an easier ones. Okay, here's the bases. It's interesting. For some reason, I thought everything was gonna be a little bit bigger. Seems small, and again, I'm also intimidated by the size. Here's some cards. See, the problem with all this is you might want to wait because all these are going to be out of date. I'm assuming this point number right here will be out of date, but whatever. Okay, maybe I should have waited, but I'm a little impatient. Got excited. I just want to experience what it's like, modeling and painting all these. So there's some cool dice. Looks like you can maybe, I don't know if you could like proxy these. There's special symbols, like at least Warhammer, if you have 6-sided dice, some numbers, you're all good to go. But these look like some special symbols. We'll see what those mean. Oh, maybe I should start with the barricades. This looks like something easily doable. I mean, I've never assembled anything, but this feels like good plastic. So we'll set those aside. We'll set up the dice. You can see them up here. Interesting symbols. I'm sure someone needs to read those fast, but I have no clue what they mean. I also have no clue what these are. these little black things. Oh, here's the barricades. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you get a bunch of different barricades. Looks like, I thought for some reason I have to assemble these, but that makes sense. They're just, you know, already set. Put these together. Just dump these out. Let's see what we have here. This sits up next to the Okay, this, we'll just show one guy here. I also think I might need to help out with the newborn, so I might have to cut this and start when assembling one of these guys. But as you can see here, there's some parts. It looks like a rocket launcher with the arms. Interesting. Guess you just bend those in place. I'll have to read the booklet on how to assemble. Got a couple of guys here. Wow, this is interesting. So it's a push fit, it looks like, but I'm gonna need some super glue. I probably could get better stuff. I've seen some people talk about plastic cement. Can't remember the company. Maybe that's better for these kind of things, but just lots of different pieces here. Again, a little intimidating, but we're gonna start with we'll start with one of the dudes, Stormtrooper. Probably just start assembling those guys. My idea for this too, if this keeps going on and I want to build some terrain for this, when we get that far to get close to a game, is just, you know, I've seen a lot of Hoth, I've seen a lot of tree setups. Maybe it's Endor, Kashyyyk. Kind of want to do a build on Sullust. I could give the rebels like a cool, different, like gray paint color. We can kind of dirty these stormtroopers up and just doing white. But also, I've seen the Battlefront 1 game by DICE. That one has some cool reference that we can do. And I'll pull up a video and try and get a paint inspiration on that. What is this? This must be that. Oh yeah, there's some vehicles in here. I thought it was just a speeder bike stuff. I probably should have looked at it closer. Is it Walker? Oh, lost pieces here. These are really teeny. Okay. Gonna have to be careful with my hands. Probably shouldn't be mixing all the pieces. Should just keep it in the bins. So here's your cards. Kind of teeny, but good to reference. Like I said, these are probably all out of date. So if you want to wait, be patient. Just watch some videos. Unlike I was, just wanted to get right into it. But if you want to wait, you can wait for these to be all up to date. Or you could get playing and just play the version you want. Doesn't matter. Just get your friends together. This box, you can probably figure out how to play with. I don't know how many points there are in this, but I know you need a lot more than this. So it's a good way to start. I didn't really like that you had to add more to the special operations, but we'll see what we got here. So yeah, I will start again assembling all these. I decided to unpackage all of them, thinking that was going to be easier, but then I realized that they're each all different miniatures here. So now I gotta figure them out. I do have them in piles, so we'll see if that helps. Let's start with some of these basic troopers here. Stormtroopers. Alright, this should be easy. I don't know why I made it harder on myself. Some of their feet are different, so bear with me, but hey, this is all part of not really knowing. Is there a reason why that they come unassembled? Now, if there's like some customization you can do, that would make sense, but don't really get why these aren't assembled already. So we'll see what I can do. All right, this guy should have there. So yeah, I mean, don't really know what I'm doing. Same thing with the video, you know, but the biggest piece of advice I got this year was just start doing stuff. So hopefully if you're following along, you're also new and you're kind of just nervous about getting started, just go get some stuff. I did say with the Star Wars Legion you might want to wait because they do have newer models coming out, but you can also just pick these up and get started. Maybe like the Stormtroopers, maybe like the Clone Troopers. Maybe you want to start making some terrain. I'm going to do some videos about terrain that I find online for some advice and see what happens when a beginner does those and see if you can get the same results. So I'm just going to go with the first one here. You just flip back this guy. Again, if you're watching this, just don't separate them in the boxes and make piles and think you're saving yourself some time, because you're not. Some people recommended thin cement. I did buy that, but it's not going to come in time. I just have this bottle of super glue, and hopefully it doesn't make a mess. But I'm gonna try to make it stay in here. Of course. Oh man, that's a mess already. So I failed on not making it a mess. Let's see. I think I pulled that away from the camera. This doesn't help that this bottle is crap. Oh man. Let's just pull some of that away. There's a 100% way better way to do it. And I'm not doing that. So let's just this in there. Get his arms in there. Oh man, hopefully, this is what I'm afraid of getting started, is hopefully I don't ruin this guy. I'm gonna try and squeeze them together. But it's already starting to dry on me. Doesn't look like the best fit either. So that matches the, it does not. See, look, making mistakes already, and that's okay. It's this one. We want this one, so I'm gonna try it again. Hopefully it's still not totally dry yet. We're gonna squeeze them together here. So yeah, just I think you'll fare better if you leave them in their bags. So we got one. Got super glue all over my fingers, and I made a mess. But you gotta start somewhere. So one guy down. I'm gonna move this up here. Didn't want to, obscure any visualization. All right, so one down. Let's struggle through some more. Why not? Can't really put them back in the bag. All right, this, just using the booklet, way easier if you just leave them in the boxes or the bags that they're supposed to come in. So yeah, there you go. If you watch this, you already learned something from my mistakes. There we go. I just want to do a dry fit. Is it really that tight? It is kind of that tight, so I didn't do horrible. Yeah, why are these guys not? Let me try the arms and then push that on. Maybe this bottle sucks. So there we go. I can see it now. Just a little bit. Probably don't need much. And there. It's a little bit better. I did get some on the model, but I'm trying to use this to clean it up. It's not too bad. Well, hopefully the plastic cement comes in soon. This is not fun to to get them all messy, but this one's not too bad actually. Okay, we got 2 down. It's pretty easy to assemble as long as you have the right material. I did not. Just looking for the next one to finish. Like I said, I guess I decided to make this hard on myself. One of these is, let's see, is there 2 units here? It must be. So I'm just gonna find this same guy. Here we go. Almost made the same mistake. There he is. All right. Put a little super glue here. Yeah, I would recommend not doing this with super glue if you can, but if you're just getting started, well, your fingers are going to get pretty messed up. That's okay. It's part of the hobby, it seems. But yeah, there's this, like, I'll get the name when I find it, but the thin cement looks way nicer for painting this on. Probably won't make a mess. Just got to do some cleanup for now, though, because I don't have that supply. So I'm just trying to get this super glue off because I feel like it's going to add a texture I don't want. Maybe I'll be able to see it when it's painted later. I don't know. Just I don't want it to mess anything up later. Interesting. I don't know if that's... Let's compare him with this guy. Yeah, they have the same shoulder. Okay. 2 of those guys down. Let's move to this standard standing with his legs spread apart. He has a gun that's faced outward, and I'm just going to dry, that's what I should be doing. Just dry fit them, see if they work. No need to glue them up real fast. This one may or may not be it. Let's see. We'll get all like pieces together. I also dropped my phone right before this on the pieces and scattered them. Just trying to speed run all of the things that can make this harder. It sounded fun. Okay, so that's why we have let's see which ones are similar. These guys look very similar. These 2 are different, so I'm going to assume these guys get these arms. And I have to go through the same process with the Rebels because I took all of them out. Yeah. There we go. Which one is this one? Okay. We'll assemble this. You know, it's... You know, I stressed a lot about trying to do it right the first time and assemble these, and don't want to mess anything up because you want them to look perfect, just like the ones you see online, Reddit. You see all these cool troopers, but there is a way to strip these and redo it. So rather, you know, not rush, but get started. And just you gotta iterate. You have to iterate. And just start. I've been waiting to kind of start these things, wait till I have all the right supplies, and then something pushed me to go, you know what, let's just try it. I am struggling with this, but it's all fun. I'm slowly getting a little bit better. I'll know next time not to take them out of their bags. So let's see, let's get more of these guys. 2 of them. I need this one. As these arms. I'll dry fit those again. But yeah, if anyone has the answer to why I even have these be assemble? Is it just so they don't break? Is it part of just because the hobbyists like to assemble them? Let me know. I know that with a Warhammer you have to cut them off of sprues, but this just came in a bag where you just put them together, so I don't get the reason for that. Someone probably knows. There we go, that's a really good fit. Wipe off this super glue. One thing I learned with this super glue, having just other reasons getting on my finger, I just use once it dries up later on, I use one of those nail files just to scrape it off, and that works pretty good. So, not too worried about getting it all over my fingers. Alright, and these two are the last ones. There, we recovered, at least until I get to the Rebel Troopers. So, I just, I saw this kit and I wanted to get into it. I really thinking I could do some terrain after I get done with these models. Do some terrain that's a little bit different than what you'd see. You see a lot of Hoth, so I'm thinking Solist. It'd be pretty cool to do a base, some rocks in the middle. That could also be a cheap way to just use cardboard and XPF foam. I'm watching some videos online on how to make terrain for cheap, so hoping that pays off. And I'll be doing that later on in these videos. Let's see, get him cleaned up. You know, and if people like what they're seeing here and just see someone stumble through and make mistakes that you can learn from, yeah, please just like, subscribe, and then I'll know that I'm doing what's right. Otherwise, I'll try and pivot, try some different things. There you go. Must be two units, and then here's the leaders. I'm gonna assume right here. Can't we just interesting to see how these will all play out. So actually, I don't know what this arm is for. Wish I didn't drop my my phone on this, but it doesn't look like there's any customization, so that's nice that I won't mess anything up. That was another thing. I was real nervous about doing the wrong, well, how do you know what loadout you want when you're just getting started and you want to put the models together? Well, this makes it really easy. Just put them together, and I think you get to pick your loadout later in cards and whatnot. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to not using super glue. I really hope it doesn't mar up any of the details here, but this is what I got. So that's what we're going to use. Okay, he has this bazooka type thing. I'm sure it has a name that even though I call myself a Star Wars nerd, I have no clue what that is. Not knowledgeable, just very much enjoy it. The theme of Star Wars, so I guess I'll start to learn all the weapons just by playing this. There we go. Does anyone know if super glue actually holds up well? It must. I'm assuming that these will all be stable pieces that won't break later. I also hear all these things about like resin versus, you know, the plastic. I have no idea what these are. These resin, I'm assuming they're plastic. I don't know if I've ever, what the difference is. I heard that resin can have more details, mainly for 3D printing, but it can be brittle, so I don't know if I would know the difference in these kind of models. I know that there's some mold lines here, and I probably will have to clean those up, but hey, maybe these will just be my practice, guys, and play with them for a while, and if I ever get to upgrade, then I'll know more by then. I do want to try some kit bashes or something, just maybe throwing some bargain models together that I find at some hobby store. just because I want to practice, and there's nothing really to practice on without spending the money to buy models. That's the, oops, wow, made a big mistake just grabbing these arms. Let's leave that there. I actually don't know whose arms these go to. I don't know whose these are. These must be the Rebel arms that I scattered. They are. So there you go. Solved that mystery. The piece that went flying. And hopefully that super glue doesn't cause me an issue later. Yeah, not my favorite process. Maybe if I had some applicator in this little bottle, that would make this better, but they're turning out what looks to be okay. I'm just really hoping that probably not the best lighting and it's not focusing, but I don't know if you can see there's like a little bit of super glue on the face. I have a feeling that's gonna muddy things up later on. Just gotta keep moving forward. Let's drop some little bit of super glue in there. If you have any tips, see anything I'm doing wrong, please add it to the comments. Maybe someone who's coming by looking for some advice will be able to see it. And you won't have to repeat what I'm doing, and you know, hopefully the hobby grows with more people. I'm sure there's plenty of tips. I mean, I see a million of videos and posts on tips. Tried consuming as much as I could, but I just felt like I was stalling and have to get started. So let's see. Yeah, see, it's kind of dirtying up the model. So if you can avoid it, just get the thin cement. You'll avoid having to clean this up like this. We'll see what this looks like in the end. If it, it turns out that you can't really see it and it got the job done, you get whatever you have on hand and whatever gets you playing. But if you can wait a little bit, that's what I'm hoping this whole series shows you. Is all right, this was hard for a beginner, that was easier, this isn't worth it. That's all I'm trying to capture here. Just no plan, just recording me putting together, first time seeing these. So I don't know, let me know what you think about the Sullust idea. It's going to be a special operations game. Said if we get to 1,000 subscribers, my wife will play and we'll talk about that, but otherwise I'll probably just sadly have to set it up by myself. Play a game like that might be a good way to learn, just trying both armies, setting it up. I did confirm I don't have all of the models, which I could have looked up. Found out that for some reason you need 3 boxes for each team. I guess 2 additional boxes with the core set for the armies that I chose. The Imperials and the Rebels. Maybe the Commandos, there's like 2 teams per faction. The Commandos might have been a better pick. Then I had to get the Wookiee box, Wookiee Warriors and the Commandos, but I wanted this box set because I also wanted the rules. Just funny enough, those are out of date, but they're not going to come and take all my minis because I'm playing the older version. Eventually I'll get the 2.6 rules, but for now, just want to get some models primed, assembled, and painted, and just see what that looks like. Just try a game out, and there. Wasn't too long, especially when I started getting in the groove. Got all the models together, so let's struggle with the Rebels now. I did keep these guys separate, but what is this backpack? I have no clue. I think he got shot over. He did. Okay. That was not, maybe the Duros. Looks like it's just these arms. Let me confirm with the book up here. It's out of the screen, but don't really have a system to pan around. So yeah, it's just arms with the Duros. So let me get those guys assembled, and then that gets less minis to shuffle through. Less parts, I should say. So all I'm doing is just putting a little bit of glue on each arm, and that's, see how it drags across the front? That's how I'm getting that super glue I'm not really liking on the model. I suppose if I had the plastic cement, I would just dab it in here, but this, I feel like I'm messier when let me try it this way and see if I can avoid getting it super glue all over the model. Really hope it doesn't mess up, muddy up the details. There we go. Just probably don't need that much. Probably overdoing it. We'll see. Let me know, is everyone using that Tamiya? I'll post a link in the description of what I'm talking about. I don't know off the top of my head. I bought it and I forgot the name. I don't know if I should be keeping these clamped like this. Maybe that's a tighter fit. Looks like it's not moving when I let go. I don't know if that's focusing or not. This is just off my Pixel phone. You can get a camera, you can get all these nice things, or you can just get started making stuff. All right, I'm missing a body. Let's see. The phone smashing into these parts was not a thing that made this easier. That's for sure. We got these two guys. Got all the Imperials done. Start with the unit leaders. So there's some legs here. Let me see. Ah, interesting. There's a little attachment in the back. Didn't know if these would just be placed on top. Super glue is crap. Don't want to make a mess, but this one, it's hidden. So if I have a little extra, that should be fine. Okay. This looks to be right. Lay that guy down. Hopefully that cures in time. And just want the other legs. Now what's some people who are maybe catching this and are in the model, into modeling and more gaming and all that, what's your favorite part? Is it assembling like this? Painting? Or is it the actual gameplay? So far it's kind of fun to put these together, but I don't enjoy getting super glue everywhere. Looking forward to really trying out that thin cement. That might make this more enjoyable. Maybe I'll get better at putting these guys together, and that'll just make things way easier. Let's see. This pops into his arm right there. And this one on the side. So I'm missing a binocular. There it is. Just pieces got scattered and just decided to make things way harder. Now, what is this? So I have this piece. Who? Ion Trooper. Okay. I don't see another body for the Ion Troopers. They're just one each, and then you get some spare parts, or the 70. This is the Ion Trooper. These are the arms I was accidentally attaching. Just start here. I'm kind of skipping around. I don't know if I was out of camera trying to figure out which pieces were there, but let's see. Probably going to be cutting these sections of assembling and stuff together because I got duties. I got to help out with the newborn. Got my work I got to get back to, but just want to capture. Oh, of course I did that a little bit out of camera. Just putting this guy on here. Gonna plop a head on here. It looks, I really don't know the difference between these heads, and I also don't have an additional mini unless I scattered it. Because I do have 2 pieces. I mean, what, can you make these guys look different? So I don't think you can just make one of it. If I'm making one of each, I'm making one of each. So then I can start bits box, but I didn't know if they had anything extra in these sets, so I'm just pushing that on push fit, and there you go. Got the Ion Trooper. We'll put the backpack on the, I'm just gonna call him a Heavy Trooper. Right in there. Now I've heard of stuff called spur glue, which I think is that thin cement mixed with some extra plastic you have, and maybe I'll wait for that to fill in some of these cracks. I don't know. Maybe it'll be okay. It's all a learning process. I guess I should start with just doing the basics, and then trying all the nicer techniques, because I won't know what the mold lines will look like if I never see them. Yeah. Just trying to wipe away any extra. Okay, getting a lot of models done. Let's finish these unit leaders. Super glue is super hard to control. So, what are your thoughts? What are some people's ideas on terrain they'd like to see? What are you gonna do? I think I'm gonna stick with the Celeste idea. Seems like it could be cool. Might stick out. Can paint these guys gray. The first dice. Is that called Battlefront? They have a Celeste map, and I planned on firing up that game and seeing what their Rebel Troopers look like. I think they're orange, which it wasn't going to be my plan, but could have some that are orange, some that are kind of blended in with more natural leathers, and maybe grays. And then the stormtroopers can be white but dirtied up. Maybe that'll benefit me with supposedly white not having the best coverage. That's what I keep hearing from people. Unless you get pro acrylic, bold titanium. I went to my hobby store and didn't find any. First time going to a hobby store too. And they did not have any, so looks like it's a popular white choice. They had a lot of whites of other colors, or other brands, just not them. So, and they're also missing the Vallejo black, which is funny because I just watched a video, which I'll link that, and when I get to the painting all these, and they had listed those two as like the correct black and the best white, and they're gone. So maybe other people are watching that video, and it's a testament. But I guess if I can't get any of that, I'll just use what I have. But I would love to get some and test on some scrap plastic I have from my kids' toys or my old childhood Legos or something. It's funny if all of these will be squeezed together out of frame. You also have to listen to me talking as I have a pile of plastic I'm assembling. Okay, so here's the spare bits, and I'm assuming this would probably tell me books up here, but it doesn't say like the number of troopers, at least not on this page that I'm referencing. I can go back one page, and let's see, there's only one heavy trooper there, so oh, they have two. Here's two. Let me lower this. So there's one there, and there's one there. So I think when I drop my phone, I just scatter them. It's just interesting because I do not see the ion trooper's body. But let's just use this. That's the ion trooper. This is different. He already has a backpack. Let's just look for no backpack. There he is. We found his missing buddy. There he is. Alright. I'm assuming he's in here somewhere, or I have him in the box. Oops. Shouldn't be looking up. Just checking the clock. Just clean that up. Yeah, this part's not enjoyable, so if you can get your save, I would suggest starting with something better than this. Save on other tools so far, because I feel like I'm making a mess here, and I may pay for it later. We'll see. Hold that one for a little bit because my finger's stuck to the outside. Yeah, you can already see there. I am gonna probably have to sand that down. You want to see, it's like some roughness now, which sucks, but I feel like I can file it a little bit. It's unfortunate. Get the backpack on. Oops, upside down. Maybe super glue is more forgiving. I don't know. I had it upside down, I moved it, and it should set soon now. I'm really curious where that extra guy went. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? It's on the ground. Again, I can't stress enough, just keep them in their little baggies, unless you want to challenge yourself for no reason. Maybe you want to practice looking at pictures and figuring out how the parts go together, but that's not the most fun. Let me clean that up. I think it's looking okay. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see how this super glue either doesn't matter or hurts me in later. Oh, way too much. Perfect. So, I don't know how you guys all feel, but I just feel like to get started, like, sure, you can get started with proxies and everything, but I wanted to see some, it's just an expensive thing to get started with. Like, I want the Rebel Trooper, I want the Storm Trooper. It's pretty expensive to get started, unless you're splitting it with a friend, which getting a friend to enjoy your same hobbies is, difficult. I have friends that are just not into these, what they would call nerdy things. So that's why I had kids. I'm just kidding. Let's see, we have a few more, and then I'm gonna probably call it there, and then we can do the vehicles and Vader and Luke Skywalker. So let's flip back. We got our heavies and Duros unit leaders. Let's do this guy. I'm just gonna get them together, 2 and 2. That's always nice. These ones. Okay. So I'm just looking here. I'll put the booklet to try and make it easier on getting these together. Are these all the same arms, maybe? Probably not. You can save a ton of time if you just keep the baggies together. Best advice right now. These ones are further spread out. Okay, so we got them figured out. Now, I'm gonna guess, let's just dry fit some of these. So, I'm gonna guess that this is for him. Let's see. Nope, not right. So there you go. I'm gonna guess I'll switch to this guy. Could also be wrong. We'll know soon enough. Looks like it doesn't fit. Surprise, surprise, the one I didn't start with. That looks about right. So, process of elimination. These two go here. I know I should be able to look at these shapes, but it doesn't look exactly the same to me. Unless I change. Oh yeah, he has his gun upwards, so there you go. They position it and everything for you. I don't know if that's, curious, is that true for all of these kind of war games, or is Star Wars Legion more, this is how they're assembled, and this is how you're gonna assemble them. All right. Sussed that out. Well, here, this is what I'm trying to do. It just a little. See, and that's, it just comes out real big. Just dab that. Bring that back up into the camera. Yeah, we'll see. It is gonna. I mean, it's creating a layer. It probably won't matter, but it does affect it to some extent. I can see. I mean, it just makes sense. It's gonna build up. But if I can just get them assembled, minimum amount of spills, I should be happy with that, especially as my first time. There's one. Hold it for a little bit. This one was dry fit. All right, we're gonna keep this in frame actually, so just bear with me. We'll see how. One advice I got from just looking at starting with YouTube especially, so I'm trying to start this hobby and just starting with YouTube. Just get your raw videos, just get them going and edit it later. I have no idea how to edit, so that my advice might not be for me, but that's what we're trying. We're gonna learn multiple processes. I keep pulling it out of the frame, which is fine. You get the gist. You see me struggling here. Let's keep moving. Wrap this up with these guys, and like I said, we'll keep assembling these and try and prime them all at the same time. I'm gonna got Rust-Oleum and just go in there. You can go really crazy with these prices on everything. Vallejo, Pro Acrylic, Citadel. You can get hobby knives. It's just insane. When I was looking at it, because I do want good tools. I don't want to be upset at how they look. I'm spending so much time assembling them. Is this not the right arm? Let's see. Nope, that's right. It just looks a little funny, I think. Well, we'll find out. what's in there. Yeah, the reason I'm wondering is look at that gap on that front shoulder. It doesn't seem right. Here we go. This must not be the right one. But then again, it's like my only model left, so I'll just pinch them. Delete. I do have some activator I probably should have just used. But that's where that, I gotta hold this one. I don't know if that's right. But I'm gonna force it, because that's easier. Just force them together, use a super glue. Have the super glue do the work. Yeah, you can see there's still that gap. Doesn't feel right. It's not. Let me try and switch these out. There we go. Hey, when you sense something's wrong, trust your instincts. That was not right, so see if he stays together. I think this should be still curing. We should have some time to push it together. Or I ruined it. We'll find out. Yeah, I might have messed it up there. Let's see if we can recover this. Otherwise, we'll just have a pretty good gap. I see what I did wrong. This one is wrong. We're figuring it out. We're slowly figuring it out. Making mistakes along the way. So yeah, cannot reiterate enough that just keep them in the box. You'll save yourself from making mistakes. And you know, now I got a little bit. Got this freaking super glue everywhere. We'll clean that up later. Just get these models together, and this is the last one. So we figured it out. We struggled. And hopefully you guys learned something here. Just with Star Wars Legion, keep the bags together. They don't kit bash. These little side things here fit perfectly with the arm that's intended for them, and it goes way smoother. So definitely keep the bags together. There you go. Got all the basic infantry assembled. All right. Got the heroes here. Should be fairly straightforward to assemble, so shouldn't mess up anything there. Double checked. The book here, it's a little bit above out of screen, just easy for me to reference it. You know, if you buy this set, you'll also have the book to reference, and I recommend doing so. Definitely push fit and check all of your pieces. You have it correct. This one's easy. We all know Darth Vader. Could have my accelerant in there I could spray, but should sit nice, fine, just like that. Maybe you should have done the arm first, but just showing that it also just goes right in there. Should. Doesn't say. Speaking too soon. Yeah, 10 seconds with super glue, which is nice instead of some other applications I did. These video segments are a little spread out. I was able to go and pick up another product that people use for assembling. I'll pull it over here once I get these in place. Why isn't this sitting nice? There we go. That's where I would probably use some accelerant, but use what you got. The only reason I had the accelerant was some woodworking projects I had been doing. But this stuff, this Tamiya extra thin cement, I've seen some people recommend. I don't really know. I might use it. I've seen some people use it for assembling these, like Warhammer. They maybe even use it to fill in the cracks right there. I think they put stuff in the bottle of the glue. We'll see if I do that. Not sure if it's needed, but I'll do some research before I actually prime these to see if I want to fill in those cracks there to really make sure these guys look good. These should be all right. Luke Skywalker here is really easy to do. I also got a new bottle. That other one's causing me pain. I'll use it for other things, but why make this harder on myself? You all have seen I was struggling. And they have some advice for how to straighten these out. You can assemble it and then do that. Just heating it up with hot water and then holding it in place how you want it. I'm okay with that. A little bit of deflection. Maybe I'll fix them before. Want them to be the best they can be, because better base we have, the better I'll feel about. Also got some more tools. Just had to. Trying to keep it light with the cost of introduction, but man, does it just help you out to have the tools that help you out. So before I was using a little sander. This is just using the back of this really fine hobby knife to scrape away the mold line. And it's working great. I mean, for a beginner, it's working great. I don't know if this looks like a problem for you guys. Just be careful throwing around this blade like this. These are pretty sharp. That's a pant line. I don't think that's a mold line. We'll see. Is that a mold line or a pant line? We'll leave that. Oh, of course he's blurry. There you go. You gotta stay still. Also trying to figure out how to film this the best, but we'll be careful trying to show the final product. You can see me fumbling around here. At least I'll try and talk through it. Let me know. Maybe should be better to do voiceovers after, or just talk through it like this and hear a long form thought stream of someone going through the first time doing all this. You can be assembling with me as we play this video. All right. I wanted to knock those out of the way because I'm going to move on to the vehicles, and for me, the vehicles are stressful. They look stressful, at least. Maybe for you more experienced people, it's simple and laugh and say, just wait and see if you get into Warhammer. But for me, pretty stressful. Legs are easy. I'm just going to look at this. The front is easy. And the soldier here, his arms are going to look like they're going to be hard to line up, but it is what it is. And what is this? That's a weapon. I've seen people talk about magnetizing these. Maybe not this directly, but well, I mean, what do you do? I have to pick the weapon and then just leave the others? We'll see. These are all the weapons. Little bits and bobs. This one's gonna be a struggle for me. There's another arm. All right, let's start with the main chassis. Now, I just don't get where these go. So if the legs go here, I'll use my own advice. Let's dry fit these. How does this assemble? I see this here. And it has a little note there for me. I'm gonna double check. Is it saying these? Pretty sure it's saying this goes here. And then where does that go? I wish I knew. Bottom connects inside leg. Top connects to hull. Oh, duh. Okay. So I'll probably assemble the legs, and then this doesn't line up. Let's see. I wonder why that doesn't line up. Let's do the other one. I'm so glad I listened to myself and decided to dry fit these. There we go. I think I should be able to glue these now. So we know that that's this side. We know that that's that side. I'm gonna go ahead. Don't really want to get super glue on this, but I do want you to see what I'm referencing for this one. This is that side. The book, I mean, hey, the rules are going to be out of date for me. So, I guess if it gets messed up, I'll just get the new rules. And hey, it's a rule book. It's going to be used, moved around. I shouldn't be so precious with it. Just, I haven't really used it yet, so don't want to start the degradation too early. So there we go, just putting some super glue into each of these sides. Got 10 seconds to work with it, so not afraid of one side drying up, but you could just not glue both. Give yourself more time to, if you err on the side of not lining these up in 5 seconds each. But I'm feeling confident again. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Someone experienced might easily be able to know how to quickly put these together, but I mean, maybe you can see how I went from really being intimidated to, you know, still making mistakes, but figuring out, getting that together. It looks alright to me. There's some super glue in there, but I'm happy with it. Don't really have anything small enough to go in there to wipe it. Ah, yes I do. Let's see, you can get some of it out of there to not muddy up the details. But I mean, it's not like I'm going to be painting some mastercraft artwork. Alright, I think I can do the front without messing with too much, and yeah, I'll do that. Because the weapon should go down. Let me think about this before, I don't want to make any, if I put this in here, this will go on this side, that one would be an easy arm. And this is an easy arm to connect here, but trying to get it to line up then with the model. So let's get these arms locked in. Give them some cure time while I figure out the rest of this. It really seems like I have to commit to a weapon, and I just don't like that. Wish. Don't have any magnets ready either, so maybe I'll just wait and try and magnetize it. I'd like the flexibility just so I don't have to just try the game with different options instead of being stuck with one. Okay, just let him cure a little bit. If I place him in here, I could easily do that. Let's do that. Let's put some in here. Get almost there, almost all the way. And how will I best? Let's put some right on his butt, maybe on his feet too. That should keep him really down. If his feet even reach. Oh, yeah. Why I didn't glue that yet. Okay. I'll just drop some in there. Now, what's up with this? What's up with the extra handle? Is it because you can have a different model? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I don't really see an option for a different hand here. So maybe just giving you the option, I guess. Put some in there. I don't really get that. Looks really good to me. To the untrained eye. The feet didn't reach, so didn't really need super glue there. Let's say hold them down maybe. Even then, just not really reaching. If you can see, without my meat fingers in the way, it is touching on his left foot. So we'll see if we can, again, if you want a little bit of accelerator can, we'll make this easier without having to hold for 10 seconds. It's kind of hard to do. As you can see, both my hands are tied up, but you could always, hold one side, spray it, frees you up, gives you more time. Anything that saves time in this seems like it's time consuming. But this is part of the fun, just seeing them come together, and the painting should be really fun. I'm excited. I really hope I don't mess that up. I really want that to go, just a decent paint job, nothing too crazy. So I do have this extra handle. At least right now, to me, it seems extra. And I think the guns are gonna go under here. It's just, I'm not ready to commit, to be honest. I don't know if they make these so that you can magnetize them. Don't really know what to do with these, so. There's not like an obvious connector either, but I'm assuming you super glue them. Yeah, I don't know. But I know on the front you can, that should be 10 seconds. One of these pages. Yeah, the gun's right down in there. But which one to choose? Don't want to make that decision just yet. Whoa, flooded it. Botched toe. Appreciate anyone who gets that reference. Oh man. Getting the handle messed up. Get the other side real quick. If you're wondering why I'm talking so quiet, it's because I have a newborn sleeping in the room over, so I apologize if that's annoying in the video. I'll work on it. I think maybe get a better mic. This is just off the old phone, Pixel. So, I'll just get this in there, and then use this to move it around. Kind of dried and muddied it up, but hey, scrape some of it away. So there's the model, just without the guns. I'm gonna wait on that. I don't really know what to do there. Kind of just plugs in here. I would really like to make it interchangeable. Don't know how though. So, to be continued. All right, one of the last bits. Obviously, the whole weapon thing here is going to be an issue. But we're going to do the speeder bikes. Let's see. Lots of pieces going on here again. As always, intimidated by starting, but really feels like once you get something going, it really just moves quick. It's just I don't want to make a lot of mistakes. Tend to get super glue in places and muddies it up. Is this supposed to snap in here? Oh, this one's a tough one. If you can see it, it's just, I guess, glue things near where they go, and they don't really snap together. They just do. I guess these snap together. That's nice. I shouldn't say snap, they align. You can start with those pieces. If it'll actually sit. Oh, that, yeah, accelerate would be nice. Oh, that one's tough. All right, vehicles are tough for me. I'm gonna sit like that. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna try it and just hold it. Just gonna hold it in place. It's gonna take a little while to do these. Minute, 40 seconds-ish. I'm not gonna get 10 seconds exactly, so that's why I said a minute, just to do these little front frames for each bike. Minute altogether. It's gonna increase the assembly time. But no rush. Don't have anyone waiting on playing, so I'll find that person. It'll give me some time. And again, I might just to get comfortable with the rules, might just run through it myself. See what you all say about that. Don't need two people not knowing what they're doing and trying to play the game, but the book does have a good, oh, maybe I should have waited. There's another example. Just wait on these. They're a little flimsy until it bonds. or just douse it with some accelerant. Just wait on that. And it has like a way to, you know, just use the models and then use these rules. And don't make my mistake of feeling like you need, I guess I don't need to press them in there, they just need to rest. Just like that. Okay. Don't make my mistake thinking that you need to do the special operations. And in between taking these videos, I realized this book tells you to just run it with this introductory set, which is, that makes sense. Why would you sell a box that doesn't let you do that? So that's going to be the plan. Just first time is just using the barricades and a flat table and seeing the lay of the land of the rules, moving and taking aim and all that. Then we'll add in more rules, and I really hope that at the end of like the video I take with whoever would play this with me, we have some okay terrain, fun environment. God. It's reminiscent of Legos when I was little. My thumb's actually stuck. Always breaking the pieces, and that was frustrating as a little kid. Now I can stay calm and let the process take place. I really hope these aren't flimsy. That should be enough. That feels good. I mean, yeah, they are. They are flimsy. I don't like that. That's gonna easily break. All right, guys. We're gonna upgrade. Try the good stuff. I don't know the work time with this, so this is going to be a learning experiment. Let's just see. Someone says that this is supposed to basically melt the plastics together. I don't know. Also, let me know if I'm creating some chemical reaction here with super glue, and then, damn yeah, it's probably not going to work because the coating. Yep. All right, we'll try on a fresh piece. This one. The other one's super glued, so we'll see if I have to clean those up. Just getting some in there. Some on here. Closing that up. And maybe I should be wearing gloves. Or, you know, be careful. But let's see. Let's see how that bonds. That is a fresh joint. No super glue on that. Worked a, see the strength. I thought this stuff would like help with the lines between the models too, but I just don't want it to be so flimsy. Also, doing this stuff might get rid of those annoying fingerprints I've been getting everywhere. That would be nice. Oh man, why would I touch it? That's tough. guess I gotta wait for that now. I don't know why that was such a hard thing. I'm just gonna let that rest over here. Now, how do I fix this one? Maybe I place them. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna try and do that same bond I just did, but I can't keep dropping the little pieces. We'll find that one later. Of course. Again, the struggles. So starting with these is maybe good because now I can gauge how long this is going to take. And the answer is a while. Yeah, the super glue probably is interfering here. But looks like I'm going to have to hold this. I just want that to bond to hold it. And then we'll work in. Did I do that out of frame? Probably. I just put in some more thin cement right here in the crack. Just need a light bond. Then I'll try and put on more. Blowing on it, try and help the evaporation. Hopefully this isn't gonna be an indicator for how the rest of this build's gonna go. I honestly thought the other one was gonna be harder. For some reason, thought this was gonna be easy. Oh, at least the back one's push fit. Man. I don't know if you all saw how easy that was to move. This might be a little aggressive. Okay, not too early. That's good. Just gonna keep painting that on. Really hope this basically fragile part of the bike stays together. And I'm not gonna do both since this one's so fragile. We're gonna let that first piece sit. Straight. There. Let's check how straight these are. That's okay. Not the best, but not the worst. Okay. We'll let that one sit now. That actually pretty solid now. That stuff works. I'll vouch for it. All right, I used the Tamiya extra thin cement and that worked great. They're sturdy. They're not straight, but they're sturdy. So we're gonna keep moving on this. We're gonna use super glue where it's easy and the Tamiya where it's hard. So these are easy. Right in the back. Gotta wipe off the tip of that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have the same problem I had before, where the tip of my super glue gets all clogged. So these go upward. Okay, that's easy. Easy enough. Out of frame, of course, but easy enough still. Keep moving. I want to get these to the state of primed. So I did the Tamiya extra thin cement off camera on accident. Also gave me some time to kind of concentrate on it, and really just adheres, melts the plastic to form it rather where the super glue is. from what I read, you know, just gluing it, having a thing in between. Let's see, what's next? I really don't know where those pedals go. They just kind of sit here. Is there a ledge from right there? Oh, I see, it's a little ledge. Very teeny ledge. I think I'm gonna need to do, I'll do that last, just to see where the feet sit. So we have, let's get one piece together. We got this like backpack roll thing that's gonna sit back here. Sorry, right there. Might as well just get that with the Tamiya, since there's no extra hold for it. I feel like I should hold that down. I don't know how long for. Just enough to get a light, I guess, adherence. There, do it again for this one. Yeah, I don't know what they recommend. They recommend super glue, and I did that for most of the pieces, and that seemed to be okay. And for this bike particularly, is the only time I've ever had to switch to the Tamiya. And I'm trying to do it for pieces where I think it would break easy. This probably could have just used super glue, but it just felt like there was no hold there, like the back thing here, the push fit. So I don't know what they expect you to do with these things with super glue. That would have been hard, I guess. Use the accelerant, or just hold it and be really patient, unlike I was. They should look fine once. Wow, this is gonna take a while. That one I can leave. This one's lifting up. Maybe I didn't put enough down. I'm gonna go with that. I did not put enough down. I'm gonna flood the surface. Like that. I'll even put some on here. This was the first one. Really want it to adhere. Let's see how that does. There we go. Now that should bond. I could even start, you know, dropping some in there. And I'll do that just to help with this. Just really carefully, right in the crack there. Now I don't know if this seems like a decently well ventilated area, but if you know that I should be wearing a mask or something with this, let me know. A lot of things need a mask. Probably would be best to wear a mask. See what I do in the future. So that seems to be bonding really well. Yeah, way better. So I just needed more. Now I can switch to the operatives. Man, there's little teeny pieces for this whole thing. This is probably the hardest one. It's definitely harder than the walker. The only issue I have with the walker is the guns and needing. I mean, really, do they expect you to just pick one and when you're a beginner? I have no clue what. I might even like, I'm not trying to min-max this, but what if I like the gameplay of the laser cannon over the rotary blaster? I do not know. So I am going to wait on that. Maybe I'll pick up some magnets and try and magnetize it. So these bikes came in one. I don't see a difference with the models here, but I'm going to be extra careful because I have run into that issue. So we're going to do the head here on this guy. way too much super glue. Maybe I'm being a little ridiculous not using the better stuff, Tamiya. But I don't know, it's just what they recommended. I'll switch to the Tamiya for some of these parts, see if that's better. I won't be able to disassemble them, that's the issue. I don't know if I like putting them in the freezer or dissolve. I don't know how that works. When people strip the paint, it probably also strips the super glue. Maybe there's benefit to that, but let's see. So I said before that, there we go, I had an extra handle. It looks like maybe I had mixed those up because it wasn't. This handle is 100% over here. Let's see if I got that right. Because I just plugged this sucker in. Yeah, I did. I got lucky. I guess not, maybe not lucky. I just picked the right one. So we'll switch to this. It goes on this side. We're gonna test the fit. I don't know the height it should be at, but that probably looks good. Let's drop this guy down. I just want to see what it looks like. Somewhere around there. So that's what we'll do. I'll get this arm in, and I can position those. I can start to position those handlebars like a glove right there. And I know manipulating both might not be the right idea, but let's just get them both adhered. They're still malleable, like that. And I should put some down on his seat. Get him to be stuck to. Let's apply that. Let's refresh the hole. Let's get this guy on his bike. So I'm applying downward pressure on his head for the seat, just to stick a little bit, and then we'll apply more in there. And then I also have the handlebar right in here. See how that does. Man, I really wish I'm almost done. We just got to do the bases. But I really wish the gun situation I had resolved. But we're gonna get these situated. Let's see, that seems pretty good. A little loose on the seat, but we can start to work on that right here. See where he's touching. I'm gonna really flood the front here. Just to really get them stuck on, because I'm clumsy and I don't want to break him when we're playing later. That looks like really good. I'm probably muddying the details if I apply it too liberally, melting the plastic somewhat. See, that's on there tight. So is the super glue, but looking pretty good. Let's do one more assurance application. That'll keep them in there. There's some give. Let's have them sit back and make sure that's adhered. There's some give if I let go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can. There's the super glue is right in there. Probably, I mean, I'm starting to lean towards the Tamiya now. Super glue just kind of globs up. Maybe if you're more accurate or practiced than me, but I'm trying to minimize the amount of mistakes I can make and just make this easier on myself. Looks like I'm getting some adherence and then I'm letting go too early. Just gonna drop that in there again. I'm gonna leave my hand here. So we'll have this guy. We'll have this handle. We'll match the angle. We got this guy with his arms. And we got the hard part. All the little bits here. Not looking forward to that part. I assume these are just clear, these stands, because I'm going to do the Tamiya. Maybe I'll super glue it. I'm not really sure. I know the Tamiya only works on certain kinds of plastic, so that's why I'm like, do these stands, I don't know, they feel a little different, but maybe that's just me. All right, here we go. Let's work on the other one. Get the arms in. Then on the bike. And the arms are nice to do because they can only, you know, push fit. They have the fit just right. Due to the way they shaped the insert. So I just want to see right where his butt's gonna be. Right about there. And then 1, 2, a little bit more for that one. Now I guess I'll know if I need to I start seeing these things already having color on them. I know I need my ventilation fixed for using Tamiya, but for now I feel lucid and not lightheaded, so. But it is strong. So maybe wear a mask. And I'll switch to that too, and I'll narrate over these videos rather than having to talk. So again, here we are, just applying more to really get them in there. And there's some more parts of the leg touching out. We'll just put some in there and then I'll press it down again. There we go. Just want the maximum amount of contact while this evaporates and melts that plastic to then bond it. I don't know if you've noticed over the past few videos, I feel like I'm getting exponentially more confident with the modeling, but there's a long journey to go. But just starting out, it was a lot of learning. And there's still these little bits to go. These are the challenging ones for me. But I feel like I'm getting somewhere, so only have a few more possibly hard parts. This little kickstand has like a teeny little recess. At least I have the feet now. Okay, you can sit now. Switch to the other one. I'll do the pedal. So I'll apply it here, I suppose, to each foot. Just right where I think the stand will sit. Trying not to get this on my fingers, but this one might be a hard one to achieve that. Yeah, wow, there's like not much. It really wants to sit on his feet where he currently is. It's actually behind where I just applied the Tamiya. So I'll just try and get the feet to stick. If I can stop moving. Let me lift it up a little bit too. Man, this is tough. It's a tough one, that's for sure. So I'm just thinking, sorry, not talking. Should it really fit in that recess? But I feel like it actually works better if I don't. These look to be the same too, but I'll verify. Just need 2 hands for that. Let that sit. Just need a little bit adherence there. I don't know if it's gonna work. Freaking adhering the plastic to my hand. Who made this? Who didn't make that ridge a little bit bigger? Makes it hard on people like me. Alright, just gonna be patient. So you can see that maybe super glue would be a good use here, but Tamiya also gives you nice adherence, so I don't know what's the best. Trying to get that to bond. And then I'll build up that bond. All my fingers are pushing on something right now. I don't know if blowing on it helps. Helps me. So, yeah, a little bit of patience. I'm sure there's ways to tape these guys down or something so you can keep moving, but I don't have any of those tools. So we're going to stick with just waiting patiently while chemicals work. Let's switch thumbs here. Oh man. Gotta be quick. Gotta be quicker than that. Alright, now we got product on every bit. Just gonna hold it down. So yeah, if you're looking at getting started, start with the troopers. The heroes are easy too. Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, really easy. Start with the troopers then, and then work your way to the vehicles. This part is challenging. We'll see how the next one goes. Alright, that should be bonding. Now I can at least start this one. But I don't press them off like I did the other one, and I only have that way I only have to focus on the bike. Again, if that's the spot, okay, that's a little bit better. Apply some here. And we'll apply some to the tips of the feet. I went a little bit better, but I actually can't see if I'm pressing the trooper off. Just going to be patient here again. I think these little bits are going to be kind of hard, but you know, as long as it's near it and it sticks, I'll be good with that. So I see oh man. Just got to really hold that in place so it's melting the correct plastic. Yeah, these bottom bits go on the side and the bottom, and I mean, once these are done, I'm just gonna have them rest rather than pressing them in, and whatever it melts, whatever it melts. All right, it's looking promising. See how this one is. Looks really good. I press on them. Okay. I think we're good. We can move on to the remaining pieces. So these little ones, let's see if they are the same. They look to be the same. And it's telling me that this goes in there, and this must sit right there. Okay. I see the notches now. Again, just gonna hold it until it gets some adherence. I don't feel like I need to press it as hard as this, just because. We'll just douse it. Not horrible. I think I can work on the handle here too. This one I'll have to hold for a little bit while I keep it in line. Looks all right. I wonder how the plastic's going to change on these new atomic mass games. Sorry, I've said that wrong a couple times, but atomic mass games. Miles, are they going to change the plastic? I don't really know. Oh man, do I have this the wrong way? I do. That's funny. That's why I was looking a little different. So, if you're following along, also assembling these, I mean, make some mistakes, try and fix it the best you can, and move on. You don't want to be stuck at this phase or just too afraid to start. You know, there's some things I wish I did better, but at the same time, I'm really happy to get these done. So, right there. Cool. Go back over here, check the feet. Pretty good to me. Oh, that could be done a little bit better. Definitely don't want these breaking later on. This is where I'd spend a little bit more time making sure these small little connections are good. I don't see where this one goes. Oh, now I do. This right there, okay. Just gonna place it in there and ever so gently hold it while it builds up that, when it evaporates, it'll melt this plastic, and then that melted plastic should hold it a little bit in time for me to apply some more. That's probably not what happened here. It's just resting in its place. Okay. Then we just got the two little guns and the stands. While we're waiting, I don't know what I think about that. Might want to straighten that out. Or at least try. Just heat it up and hold it like that. And I guess I would hate for it to be looking curved after if I paint it, do all this effort. So I'll try it. If it's not straight after a first try, then I'll move on. Okay. Switching back. Trying to let the pieces that are still working, unadhering, do so. Just gonna place that one in there like that. that side. We'll do this one then. And like I said, we're going to be waiting. Letting these set so I don't bump them. That should give those some longevity if I get to playing these, or, you know, maybe many years down the road, kids want to break these out. They're older, and you know, I have a 2-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. They're not gonna know how to play this. They'll probably appreciate the little guys, but they definitely won't know how to play, and that's okay. Hoping these, you know, a decent investment to get all these little figurines, so I'm hoping that I can hold on to them for a while and enjoy them. So I'll let that kind of stick together some. Let's see, is this moving somewhat? Put a little bit more in there. I think I'm gonna start doing some bases. Let's see. All right. We're going to start working on the bases while those sit a little bit longer. So I think I can just set them up. Let's see. I'm going to glue them down. Looks like I'm going to have to hold them. I was hoping I could just rest them. Might make this a little bit longer of a process. And this is going to get covered with yeah, that's not too bad. He's sitting there. These will get covered with some type of flocking or terrain, I hope. So I'm not too worried about the super glue kind of looking messy on the foot. Maybe I should just use the Tamiya. I don't know. How about I do super glue for the Rebels, and I'll do the Tamiya for the Stormtroopers. See which one I like better. Really cool little guys. Just kind of, oh man, wow, look at that. I'll have to clean that up. Let's work on that. This is from super glue, I assume. Oh man, what a mess. That's definitely going to ruin the end product. But we can fix little mistakes. Alright, maybe I should show the camera. There's like, just from the super glue, tons of crap that would muddy up the details. So I'm just picking away at it. I guess that's one of the reasons I would advocate against super glue right now. It's nice, it's easy, and just don't like the mess it can make. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of messed up. Oh man, that's bad. Looks like I should be, maybe I set him down too soon. Could have been the last one I did. Set him down too soon. I'm gonna try something. Like I said, I don't know if mixing these is a good idea, but maybe the solvents in this will at least clean that up. Yeah, that guy looked messy. Let's leave him over here. The other guys should be okay. I don't see any messiness. A little bit on that stormtrooper. Not liking the super glue. All right, let's see. They adhered. Looks like they'll, pick them up. Seems durable. Let's keep going on these. As I can even do the guy we're trying to clean up. Just slap some super glue on his feet. There you go. Keep moving. It's crazy how it stuck just enough. I don't want to speak too soon, but it stuck just enough for me to be able to move them. Let's see if it's true for all of them. Maybe not this guy. Okay, the Duros is a little forward heavy. Spoke too soon. I'll do the less forward leaning guy. Man, look at that. That's horrid. That sucks. I don't know if you guys like this long form. Maybe I'll glue these guys up off camera and make it move forward. There's a lot of waiting. So yeah, I'll skip ahead to the super gluing all these guys. Some of them will hold like this, some of them will sit and just leave. All right, so my phone was full and I lost some video, but I connected all the Imperial Troopers with the Tamiya. It didn't really work with some of them, so I used some super glue, but here's all of it assembled. And like I said, I'm leaving those down. I ordered some magnets. It'll be magnetized for when I'm painting them, but probably just clip that little connection part down and glue on the little magnets so it fits normally. Glue one up there. Here they are. Two units of troopers. Luke, Vader. Got stormtroopers. All ready to be primed and painted. Got the janky t-shirt back there. That's the operation. Just get stuff done. So not too bad. I know it took me a while to assemble, but I suggest getting the box or to get started, or at least, waiting for the new models to come on. I don't really know what the difference is going to be. I was excited to get started. Alright, so I did get the magnets in. I watched a video by Miscast just saying make a magic stick. This is just carved up real quick from this little chunk of walnut. Nothing too special. I didn't even sand it that good, so it's kind of fuzzy. Painted one end just to know it. Really bad paint. Just slapped it on there, so I know this will be the end that I'm gonna put onto the armor mitts here. And this other end, I'm not going to use that much. It doesn't have the red. That's what I'll use to align it. Unfortunately, I glued this down too early. Got excited. This is what I'll use to align that magnet in there. So let's just give it an attempt. I've never magnetized anything before. Let's see what comes of it. Let's put a little super glue in there. I'm gonna use some tweezers to try and do this. I tested this before. As long as it sticks to this end and I keep it, and then one sticks to this end, as long as I keep them aligned, I would push it in there. That would make this easier. But I need this to now drop in. This might be where perfect. Let's try it again. Let's try it this way. So I need to reverse this. That's hard. That is hard. Let's try it again. Okay. So I do need to reverse this. There we go. I just spun it right there. But now I need to make sure when I drop it, it doesn't turn on me. There. And we got it. And I might have waited nope, there's too big of a magnet. What's the smallest magnet I had? That's interesting. Let me keep trying to move this. You won't be able to see it that well, but oh, that's unfortunate. I should have dry tested that. Dry fitted, I should say. We can work with this though. Dang. If I could go back in time and put this magnet in there, I would. So if you're watching this, watch it all the way through. Learn from my mistakes. And yeah, those are the smallest magnets I have that I bought. That would fit perfect. I mean, it even looks maybe it's just because I'm not putting it in correctly. Again, be careful with this. Oh, I'm turning it. It is going in there. Just got to be really careful. And then someone can tell me like, hey man, you used way too much super glue. I probably seems like I'm kind of aware of that. I was just trying to drop it in there, but I mean, that's further in. That's pretty good. Now I need to clean that out. That is for sure. What can I do there? Let's see. These tweezers work really good. I don't know if I can actually clean this out that well. I'll try though. First attempt magnetizing, you know, probably goes about as well as you'd expect. All right, how are we gonna clean this? Let's see. Oh, that's too big. Guess I'll just keep trying to. Wish, you know, you always just wish things would go better, and I guess it is what it is. Just when things cost you money, I mean, like I said, I don't require this. You're supposed to pick, but I've never played the game. I don't even know what I would like. So we'll just leave that like that. Could get the accelerant, but yeah, not the best. So I'm gonna wait. I'll pause the video and we'll restart once that's dry, because I do want to. I'm gonna have to figure out how much to chop off on this. And I put them in here. Probably a fair amount. The magnet might show, but what are you gonna do? Let me see if I can push that in. I don't want it to get stuck though. I'll try and get some sandpaper in there in the future. Yeah, I really need to chop off a decent amount. Let me just test it on one. One that I probably, oops, I have no idea what this is, so let's chop that up. Maybe down to there. See how that does. I assume this is plastic and I can just chop this, but we'll see. We will see. It's pretty hard. I should probably, I don't know what I'm thinking. I got these clippers right here. There. Let's see what that looks like. And I have to remember that I'm adding on the magnet, so that just about fits. I'm actually going to glue this one too. So using this will be a better example. Using the magic stick, I pick up the magnet, put a little bit of super glue right there. I'm just gonna hold this. Now you have to be careful, I guess, with doing this. I can see what can happen now. If you use too much, you'll overshoot and get it stuck onto the main magnet. I could have just picked it up with the tweezers. Maybe that's what I'll do. Pick it up upside down. Place it on there. There, that's a little better. No risk of super gluing onto the main one. So my tweezers are a little dirty with super glue now. Should be fine. And see, look, that's what I meant. Like, this magnet really is about the same size, so I must have just dropped it in uneven. Just wait to do that before. Let's get the rest here, and then I'll cut to see testing the fit. Cut this one, and we'll cut this one. And super glue again. Decent amount. Use the magic magnet stick. I'll leave a magnet right here to show it. And like I just learned in the middle of this video, I'll just place that right. Oh. Gotta be careful. Gotta be quicker than that. Alright. Oh man. So it is a magic stick, but it is harder. It's not just magic getting it done. I'm probably out of frame now because I'm getting closer to my face to get this done. Perfect. Pushed around the super glue too much. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Just plop it down there. There. See how these turn out. Not looking the best. And this one. Super glue. Magic stick. Got it. Grab it. And place this side down on it. That was a lot better. Each one got better. Alright. Magic stick might be useful. Either make your tool. I'd say the instructions were just like cut something like this. Glue it on there. You don't have to carve it. I like carving. Don't have a lathe though. That would make that a lot easier. So let's see. This should be 10 seconds. Let's see if the magic stick pulls it off. That makes sense. Oh, that doesn't. Is it covered in super glue? Why is it not magnetizing? I think that makes sense. That should push away here. Okay. Let's see. It's not working the best. Well, it works okay. Enough for a game. It's probably, I think it's because if you can see in there, it's really due to the magnet being all effed up. There. Not the best, but not the worst. I need smaller, yeah. To get smaller tools too. Those are relatively cheap. I believe it's just the nail files you can buy that are smaller. I'm just trying to clean it up in there. This is probably an aggressive file. But I want I'm wondering if I can file enough of that away that it will just be able to sit in there stronger. Probably not. Someone who knows what they're doing, maybe. But this is a video to learn from my mistakes, or what a beginner might think is a good idea. Maybe not the best, but if you magnetize, I would say do that well before you attach this. Maybe test it. But I'm gonna see if we can fix this. I guess another good thing is just doing it and learning from it. Just when these things get so expensive, it's kind of hard to justify. Let's test them all. Yeah, magnet shows. Not my favorite. Doesn't even stand. See if that does. That stays. You can play with that a little bit. Kind of disappointing. If anyone has tips, put it in the video on how to properly magnetize. Maybe these magnets are too weak. I think it's also the angle of that magnet I got in there. Yeah. Could have chopped those up a little bit more. I felt like this was going to be the one I'd use the most, so I really was hoping it would work. Almost. Yeah, just a freaking magnet. Oh well, maybe you can paint over it. I think I can, so I also have to be careful when I'm getting these ready for play. And if I set it here and I move it, yeah, it falls off. Dang it. Let's see. If I set it here, what is this? Is this the wrong polarity? No, it's pushing. Pushing. What's wrong with this? It's just not strong enough. It played out way better in my head. I could always freeze this, I think. See if I just jam it up in there. That's why. Wasn't fully super glued. Alright, try it again. Super glue. Magic stick. Place it on there. That dry. It is what it is. So there you have it.